Hi. All right, so we want to deal with integration. Right, so integration is a process of finding the antiderivative of a function. So we are saying it can be defined as a reverse of differentiation or simply finding the original function given its derivative. Right, so under differentiation, we say if you differentiate a function, you obtain the derivative. So if you want to try to reverse if you want to try to reverse the derivative to its original function, that's what we are referring as integration. So we'll be finding the antiderivative of a function. Right, so the integral sign or the integral notation is represented by this big S. So this is integral of function f of x. The x will result in the antiderivative f of x plus c. Right, so f of x is the integrand. So this is the function that we need to integrate, and f of x, which is the capital letter f of x, this is the antiderivative, and x is the variable of integration, and c that you see here, c is the constant of integration or the arbitrary constant. So when you are dealing with integration, we have two types of integration. Number one, we have the definite integral, and number two, we have the indefinite integral. Right, so I will start with the definite integral. So definite integral is the one type of integration which deal with limits. So we'll be given upper limit and the lower limit. So we can be asked to integrate a certain function from a to b. So a and b are just values. They can be numbers, they can be numbers. We can say maybe 5 up to 6 or 0 up to 1, where we are integrating this function given this limit. So a is the lower limit and b is the upper limit. So this will result in f of x, our antiderivative. Then we put our limits a to b. So when now evaluating, the first thing, we put the upper limit into our antiderivative minus lower limit into the antiderivative, then we get the final results. So when you are dealing with definite integral, there is no constant of integration. We don't put the constant of integration. There's no constant of integration c. Right, now we go to the other one, which is indefinite integral. So indefinite integral is the type of integration where limits are not provided. So it's just integral of a function. So this will result in that a antiderivative plus a constant c.